My name is Paul Scheer. I am 27 and I build camper vans for a living. I bought my first one the summer of 2020 and then I spent about 6 months building it. And then that one took about 2 months to sell. So I think I sold it beginning of 2021 and then bought a second one. And then that one was about 4 months to build and then sold that one. In 2020, when COVID hit, I was just bussing tables at a restaurant. It was a bar back and busser. And then obviously all the restaurants shut down, so I lost my job. And I had been watching videos for a while of how to convert a camper van. So the timing just kind of worked out because I had obviously a lot of free time and then I had money coming in that I was saving. And I really wanted one for myself, but I noticed that because everything was going remote, a lot of people wanted a camper van. So I started looking at like the price point of what a camper van was. It was super high and the cost of vans off the lot, like an empty van, was really low because no one was buying cars. So I just kind of saw that as an opportunity. And with the first two, like I found those used vans, they were about 2 to 3 years old, under 10,000 miles. And I'd go on a certain website and like put in all the filters, find a deal. They were both actually on the East Coast. So I flew out and got it and drove it home. It was still cheaper to do that than buy one here. And then once it's here, it's just a lot of work, like a lot of steps to get it from an empty van to like a livable space. Just take some pictures and list it, and then typically I'll spend like I think the second van took 4 months to sell, which was a little stressful, but just every weekend I'd show the van to strangers that were interested, and then I wouldn't hear from them. And then finally somebody buys it. My friends and family actually reacted very positively. I'm very fortunate for that. I have very supportive family who, regardless of how wild or weird, whatever it is I'm pursuing, they're on board. I mean, I still live with my parents because they know I wouldn't be able to do this if I was paying rent. The best part about it is the yin and yang of having really frustrating days or sometimes weeks, and then the satisfaction of finishing. Like today I finished cabinets and putting them in and having them nice and secure, and like it's like a big step because when you go in the van you see it and you're like, oh, I did that today. So it's like there's little wins and then there's a big win at the end that make it very fulfilling. Struggles I face with this job, I would say, is stress. I'm doing better now, but it's I've learned to kind of balance it out with work-life balance. Like I don't get paid until I sell the van, so that's hard because I'm dumping a bunch of money into it, and then there's no payout for at least 6 months. So that's very stressful. Right now I'm working on building a course for sale, so it's like I'm dumping in a bunch of money into this van that I'm hoping I can keep, but that's all relying on me being able to sell this thing online. So it's like there's a lot of stress involved because there's a lot of uncertainty. Honestly, I'm not extremely passionate about building out the van. I don't mind it. It's better than any other job I had, but I don't want to just continually flip and get paid for labor. So I'm trying to divert into more of like a passive thing where I can help people build their own camper van. So I'm recording and editing all the steps involved with building the camper van, and I'm going to compile it into a course where if somebody wants to replicate this van or any van, and then that way I can hopefully go travel with this van and sell this thing, an idea online, and make money that way instead of dumping money and labor into something and hoping it sells. I really wanted to find a way where I could work for myself on my own terms and not have to like ask to take work off, and also build something myself, like not just a van, but like build a business or something where I can be the one that's like responsible for how well it's doing. So the idea that I can go enjoy my hobbies out in the world and make money doing that's been something I've wanted for a very long time, and I feel like I'm like zoning in on something that actually has potential. And I feel like a lot of people would like that, and hopefully I can make that happen for myself.